You know who I look like? My mother. Okay, sorry. Hey, beautiful people, let's get to it. I think this is such an important topic. I'm actively still learning this, but what I can do is tell you what I know and what has helped me when it comes to people. People, what's going on? It's giving cockatoo. People, people. Do you need people? Do you need people? Yes. Do you need people? No. Hear me out. Like, let's just get into it, because this part of my journey is so pivotal for several reasons. So, aspiring to be whatever you want to be, people are going to be a part of your life. As long as you're human, even if you're an ant, people are a part of your life. And while I was going for vet school, going for the physical training, going for biology degree, whatever you're going for, you're going to have people in your ear. And for me, especially when I was, even getting into undergrad, I had one of my, I forgot what she was. She worked for the school as a counselor, I believe. And three girls applied for George Mason University. And her daughter applied, I applied, and then another person applied. And the counselor was like, well, they're not going to let all three black girls in. Oh, it might have been four of us, actually. And I was just like, that's crazy that you would say that as a black woman, but also as a counselor. And even then, right then and there, limitations. People project their limitations on you. And I don't think it's, majority of the time, I don't actively think it's out of ill intent. I truly think it's just they wish maybe someone protected them from going after something that they didn't get, or they'd never seen it happen, or whatever the case may be. They're trying to protect you, and they project. It's okay. Like, it's okay that that's where they're coming from. Some people are actually evil, but fuck them. But some people actively are not intentionally realizing they're projecting. I probably do it too. We're human. But that gets in your ear when you're trying to get somewhere. And I'm trying to think too, even when I was younger, and one of my videos, I think I told you guys, I had skipped a year of high school. And I was inspired by this one girlie from my church, and she had did it. And I remember her telling me, like, oh, you're not gonna be able to do that. And I was just like, oh my God, why? And for years, and until this day, there's people in your ear, they're gonna tell you what you can't do. Maybe they've done it and was like, that's not a common thing to be done. I don't think, why do you think you could do it? Like, there can only be one Michael Jordan. There can only be one Oprah. And it's true, but that's not the only time a person can fill that particular space, if that makes sense. And it might not be in the same way or have the same story, but that doesn't mean it's not tangible for you to achieve it. So people, and I can make several videos about this. The issue that I have when it comes to do I need people and me answering no, is that when I'm saying no is you don't need people to validate your desires. You don't need people to like give you the support that you can do it. You don't need people to, you know, give you that second opinion about what you're going for. You don't need people for that. You don't need people to make room for you, in terms of like, this person will get me to this position if I could only get to that person. Like, you don't need to believe that that is the only way you can get to places. You don't need people to sympathize with your insecurities, if that makes sense. And that's a really big one for several reasons, but that's a really big one. If you are actively insecure in an area of your life, and you are using people to validate your insecurities, using people to validate that you're not alone, it's not wrong, but just be careful on how far you're allowing that particular validation to keep you where you are. Like, it's okay to have people who agree with you because they're struggling with you as well. But if you're allowing that to keep you stagnant in a space, or keep you just kind of put, like, okay, well, everyone else is feeling the same way, so it's cool. That is not why we need people. That's not why we need people. So while you're on your journey, pursuing whatever the case may be, those are the times where people are not necessary. They're telling you, why do you think this is a good idea? They're telling you, you're gonna be broke, you're gonna be fat, you're gonna be all these things. Like I said in my last video, I'm wearing a bucket hat, but especially if these people aren't doing what you want to do, you do not need people in your life to validate those insecurities, especially if you're not sure on it. That is not the time to look for validation from people who may give you a yay or nay. You're not really sure. And what I'll say is, when you're pursuing something big or something small or something just different, be mindful of who you're looking forward to, and be mindful, especially if you're not sure why you pursue, make sure the people you have around you are people who maybe aren't sure of what you're doing, but they're sure that you can do it. They're sure that if you have the desire, that if anybody can, then why not you? If they don't have to know or agree with the plan, but you know they're gonna make sure that they hold you accountable to pursuing that plan. That's the type of people you need to have when you're unsure about something, until you can get sure. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. This is one of those videos, like I said, could go for years. I'm trying to think, like, the last thing I could think of, even with vet school, counselors telling me, oh, you're not gonna get in, not with that grade. I had a veterinarian who, Mr. Fly, I had a veterinarian who was like, saw the skill I had, heard the GPA, was like, yeah, they're definitely not letting you in. And what I'll say is, negative people sometimes are correct, but they're not correct for a long time. Was he correct about the school that I didn't get into? Absolutely. But he wasn't correct about me getting into school in general. You know what I mean? So sure, there may be some validity to these negative people. Like I said, their projections, their fears, what they've seen, what they haven't seen. Absolutely. But those aren't the people that we need in our lives in that season, while we're going for something that you have never done before, that I have never done before. Any aspect of negativity, or maybe if you're not sure about your dream or what you're pursuing or your potential objective that you're trying to achieve, we don't need people. We don't need people in that way, okay? You're okay to isolate and separate yourself from energy like that, because the biggest thing you have to do in this season is protect it. All right? All right, I will definitely be back with another video regarding why we do need people, but I need you to get what you don't need right now, because that is very important, especially while you're trying to figure it out. Okay? Bye, beautiful people. I will talk to you guys later.